Shalom, Kol Haloim La, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai Ba'Shem Ruchak Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well for teaching me this truth. And salutations to the hopeful elect, all right, the elect of the nation of Israel, which consists of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Peace, love, and blessings. Goodness grief. So like you, just looking at this already wickedness, man. Anyway, I'm gonna do this video real quick. I just got off the phone with a brother because I needed just a little more understanding and things of that nature. And this video came up, I want to say 2 days ago on my feed, and I said I was going to do a video on it, Lord's will, and stuff like that, because I heard a brother a long time ago say, if a man can't come into the congregation if he has no private parts and things of that nature. Okay, so and the scriptures do speak on that, and I'm gonna go into it. But first things first, I'm gonna play a little bit of this video. All right, this is going on in Louisiana, and it says bill to castrate sex offenders moves forward. All right.
Custody or serving time for a sex offense.
Now, a bill that would allow judges to order surgical castration for some of those convicted is closer to becoming law in Louisiana. Eleanor Tabone has the story.
All right, now when something is surgically castrated or removed in general from your body, all right, that would pertain to you having a defect. Okay. And there's actually laws on defective people in the Bible, but I'm gonna let the clip play.
Senate Bill 371 would allow judges to sentence child rapists to surgical castration.
I know the surgical castration seems excessive. I view the same for the 5-year-old. For the 10-year-old, for the 12-year-old.
According to Representative Delisha Boyd, it would pertain to rapists convicted of a sex offence where the victim is under the age of 13.
If the offender refuses.
Now, mind you, this is only pertaining to sex offenders who ravish victims under the age of 13. Okay, because that's considered a child, right?
The procedure or chooses not to, he would most likely get a longer sentence of hard labor. I would have liked to change that.
Representative Boyd says offenders under 17 will be excluded. She says the bill also applies to women. If convicted and sentenced, they could have their ovaries removed.
There's not really supposed to be any mutilation of people's bodies. And that's what this does, it mutilates somebody's body.
But not everyone agrees with this bill. Bruce Riley, with the voice of the experience, says there's already too much brutality in this state.
Now we're going to add in this actual, cutting off of somebody's testicles. Where do we draw the line in terms of our punishments?
Bruce says with the state having one of the highest wrongful conviction rates, he fears what could happen to those who are innocent of such a crime.
You see that? What will happen to those who are innocent of such a crime? So the first thing I wanted to go into, concerning this, and that was really the point on that. The first thing I wanted to go into concerning this matter is that, any type of, surgical mutilation, anything done surgically to your body is against the scriptures. Okay. And we can actually direct that to the book. All right. Now, mind you, I'm going to start with this one. I'm going to start with this scripture because, this is going to be the voluntary, all right, surgical things done on your body, all right, like BBLs or breast implants or lip injections and so on and so forth. But let me get this in the book of Leviticus chapter 19. Let me see. Leviticus chapter 19, was it up? Slocky, just bear with me. There we go. Leviticus chapter 19, verse 28. It says, "Ye shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead, nor print any marks upon you. I am the Lord." All right. Now, those cuttings in the flesh, all right, it's not always talking about a tattoo. It is talking, you can apply this to tattoos. Okay, but it's not always talking about tattoos, because you see, Yahweh Hashem Al-Shah has made us perfect. All right, and if the Lord makes you perfect, all right, then we shouldn't do anything to, ruin that perfection, so to speak. All right, so that includes and is not limited to, all right, getting tattoos, all right, getting BBLs, as I mentioned before, all right, breast implants, all right, getting fillers, all right, getting face fillers, okay, or lip fillers, things of that nature, getting ear piercings. Okay, we're not supposed to be piercing our bodies. All right, so we're not supposed to be having any type of surgery and things of that nature done on us. Now this is willingly, right? This is willingly because what? It'll be considered a defect. It'll be considered a defect. Okay, so this bill in Louisiana that just got passed, all right, this is going to be, all right, a bill of castration to, you know, child sex offenders, okay, which some of which is already wrongfully convicted. Okay, so here it is, against your will, you may have, you know, your private parts removed. Okay, you may have your private parts removed, which that is unrighteous. Okay, so with that being said, let me go ahead and get this. In the book of Isaiah, chapter 10, verse 1, it says, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees. Okay, and removing someone's bodily parts, that's an unrighteous decrees. That's an unrighteous decree, man. Okay, and they made this a bill, so this is in effect. All right, it says, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees and that write grievousness which they have prescribed. Okay, because that is grievous, man. All right, removing somebody's reproductive organs. We're not supposed to be doing that, not to ourselves willingly, and we're not supposed to have that done unwillingly as well. But Esau Edom, the so-called white man, is a murderer. Okay, he's a murderer, so of course a bill like that is in effect. Okay, so let me get this. And because what? And I'll say this as well too. All right. Now, as far as I know, there's no law in the there's no specific law on you know, a child rapist like in the ancient world and things of that nature. However, we're not supposed to touch a woman until she reaches the flower of her age. Meaning what? Until she has, you know, her period. But that's a situation for another day. Okay, we're not back in the ancient world, because we would, you know, get our wives as young as, you know, 12, 13 years old, whenever they had, you know, whenever their menstrual cycle started. All right, the flower of their age. Okay, but times have changed and we can't do that now. All right, but the point that I'm bringing is there's no righteous judgment executed in this place called Babylon. Okay, because getting castrated, all right, or having any type of, you know, deformity, all right, is against the scripture. All right, let me get this in the book. As a matter of fact, yeah, let me go ahead and get it in the blue letter. All right, Habakkuk, chapter 1, verse 4. It says, therefore the law is slacked, and judgment doth never go forth. Yeah, going into those unrighteous decrees, okay, that are being decreed, man. Those laws and those bills that are being approved of, okay, even though they're unrighteous, man. All right, what did the scripture say? Woe to them that call evil good and good evil. You know, loosely paraphrasing. All right. And what in that you may have some, you know, quote unquote innocent individuals, all right, who didn't commit those crimes, mainly men. All right, because we know how this society, you know, goes about. Mainly men who are going to get, you know, who are already wrongfully imprisoned, but what? They're going to get wrongfully castrated as well. All right. It says, therefore the law is slacked, and judgment doth never go forth. For the wicked doth compass about the righteous. Therefore wrong judgment proceedeth. All right, because here in this society, called America, this wicked society, all right, you got, you know, the government who will take, or the police who will take a woman's word above a man's word, and she could be lying the entire time. You know, there's been brothers in this truth, you know, just regular Jake in general, who have been wrongfully convicted of things that they haven't done. That's why it's a wrongful conviction. It's a false accusation. Okay, so judgment is never going forth, man. All right, let me get this. You know, going to the law about, you know, deformities and castrations and things of that nature, because it's against our customs for such things to happen. All right, let me get this in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 23, verse 1. All right, and you know, this is, and I didn't know where it was. It didn't come back into my mind until I looked at that video. All right, but you know, back in the ancient world, because again, this was lost, so there was like very little room for mercy. All right. Deuteronomy, Devarim, chapter 23, verse 1, it says, he that is, matter of fact, I'll just read it in a NLT. It says, if a man's testicles are crushed or his penis is cut off, he may not be admitted to the assembly of the Lord. Okay, and that's really the point on that. All right, and that's straight to the point. All right, if you had your rod or testicles removed, you couldn't enter into the congregation. Meaning what? You would have to be deemed as an outcast, man. All right, because what we need those reproductive organs to reproduce. Okay, do the scriptures not say be fruitful and multiply? So this back in the ancient world, this would be a cut to the alphabet community, man. All right, because you got individuals right now willingly removing, their reproductive parts, and that's against nature. Read Romans, the 1st chapter. Okay, verse 2, it says, if a person is illegitimate by birth, neither he nor his descendants for 10 generations may be admitted to the assembly of the Lord. It says no Ammonite. Yeah, so you had to be claimed, man. You had to be claimed as an Israelite, man. You couldn't be a bastard, because a bastard is what? An illegitimate child. Okay. Verse 3, it says no Ammonite or Moabite or any of their descendants for 10 generations may be admitted to the assembly of the Lord. Now, why is that? It says Ammonite or Moabite. Now, why is that? Because and I'm not going to pull it, when you go into the account of Ammon and Moab, they was born through incest. Okay. So they're a defective people, if you will. This is the so-called Chinese and Japanese. Okay. Also the roundabouts, all right, the counterparts, like the Koreans, all right, the Laotians, and so on and so forth, etc., etc. All right. So Ammon and Moab, who is, which all of them Chinese, Japanese, and Philippines and the rest of them come out of, all right, they're a defective people. Okay. Because they were born through incest. All right, let me get this also in the book of Leviticus, and a brother has shown me this as well. Leviticus chapter 21. And I'm gonna start at verse 16. All right, this is how serious it was in the ancient world. Now, granted, you're gonna have Israelites in the truth right now who are, and I'm going to go into it, but who have certain deformities or defects and things of that nature. That's because we're under curses, man. So there's certain situations that we can't help, that we literally can't help. Okay? If a brother's mute or deaf in the spirit, okay? Salaki in the flesh, he can't help that situation. All right? But he believes that he's an Israelite. The Lord put the spirit on him, okay? Verse 16, it says, then the Lord said to Moses, give the following instructions to Aaron and all future generations. None of your descendants who has any defect will qualify to offer his food to the Most High. Okay, so if you had a defect and I'm about to go into, which of them that they were, you couldn't offer sacrifices to the Most High. Verse 18, it says, no one who has a defect qualifies, whether he is blind, lame, disfigured, deformed, or has a broken foot or arm, or is hunchbacked or dwarfed, or has a defective eye, or skin sores or scabs, or damaged testicles. All right, so there you go. Okay, so in the ancient world, there would be, no mercy for these individuals to be able to offer up sacrifices to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah. You couldn't come into the congregation. Okay, so here it is. You got, Esau. You got Esau. By a bill, all right, because the scripture say what? They established mischief through a law. All right, loosely paraphrasing the scripture, they established mischief through a law. So here it is. You might have a sincere brother who may come in into the truth, and they may be castrated because of some damn bill that Esau has set up, man. All right. Not only could he have possibly been, falsely accused, all right, but here it is. Now he's by law, by a bill, castrated physically. Okay, no fault of his own. All right, but this is these are the times that we're living in, man. Okay, it says no descendant of Aaron who has a defect may approach the altar to present special gifts to the Lord. Since he has a defect, he may not approach the altar to offer food to his God. All right, so there you go, and that was really the point on that. So in any case, all right, Esau, all right, as we know him, is wicked, man. All right, and just like he was doing, you know, prior to America being set up in wickedness, man, he was castrating, you know, our men, all right, and women, cutting out their, you know, their clits and ovaries and so on and so forth against their will, okay, and you know, he was doing these things, all right, ultimately because they do these things ultimately because they hate us, man. All right, and that's all throughout history. Our men of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans being castrated. Okay? And there are some brothers, you know, like that now, man. Does that mean that they can't come into the congregation of the Lord? No, that's not what that means, man. All right, because now we have mercy. Now we have mercy. All right, from Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. All right, so whereas in times past we could have entered into the congregation, but now we have mercy, man. Same thing with brothers who have you know, leprosy. All right, who you know, who may look like albinos, if you will. All right, or has, you know, blotched skin. All right, those brothers are in the camps right now because what? Because of the mercy, man. Okay, but that's all I wanted to say on that. And you know, just talk about how, you know, wickedness is not being put. I mean, how righteousness, righteousness is not being put forth in this world, man. All right, we need righteousness, man. Okay. Matter of fact, I'll pull one last scripture, man. All right. To declare. All right, because at the end of the day, these Edomites have nothing to do with declaring the righteousness of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. All right. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 50, the volume, chapter 50, verse 16. It says, "But unto the wicked the Most High saith, What hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth?" All right, because Esau, Edom, the whole nation of Edom, they weren't given the law, statutes, and the commandments. It wasn't given to them. It was given to the Israelites. All right, so the scripture is saying, what have you to do to declare righteousness in my land? All right, what business do you have declaring righteousness? And the truth is, they don't have any business declaring righteousness, man. Okay, that's why their wickedness, they put it forth as righteousness, man. Such as this bill, I think it was Bill 371 or however it is. All right, that's why they set things like this up to declare their own righteousness, man. All right, the nation that wants to be God. Lord's willing, this is edifying. Shalom.